Today, Baba talks about winning over temptations, and Baba gives an example that during the early days of the yajna, Baba issued a rule that for 15 days everybody would only have thick chapatis made of millets, bajra, and buttermilk. And everybody was supposed to only have that, nothing else. And for 15 days, this was done. And in the end, it was seen that nobody had any problems by taking that. So, generally people say that bajra is very difficult to digest. Or, if you have a cold or something, you'll say that I can't have buttermilk every day. But because it was Baba's direction, everybody accepted it with faith. And because of that, nobody felt any inconvenience in it. On the contrary, some who were suffering from illnesses, they started getting better and they felt healthier. And why did Baba do this? So Baba wanted to check whether any of the children in the family would have a thought that I want this or I want that. And Baba wanted to check how much temptation is there in children. And Baba says that it is better to die than to have desires and ask for something. Mangne se marna bhala. So Baba says that we must have the strength to accept with dignity whatever we have. And if we have that strength, then you see that we will attract everything better in future. And also Baba says that when Baba gives such directions and there are children who follow, then obviously Baba knows what children need and he will give them everything. But Baba also wants to ensure that his children are not weak souls who are riddled with desires and temptations, but very powerful souls who are the masters of their body, their mind, their karma. So, first thing you say, when we come to Gyan, our aim is to become karmatit. Yes, but in the whole, journey up to karmatit, the first stage is Karmendriya Jeet. What is the first stage? Karmendriya Jeet. And what does Karmendriya Jeet mean? Karmendriya Jeet means that I must have full sovereignty, full ruling power, controlling power over my eyes, ears, mouth, the tongue. I must have full controlling power over my hands and feet and ruling power as well. Now, this is the thing that we have to pay attention to. Without being Karmendriya Jeet, you cannot move forward. So the first milestone that we have to cross on this spiritual journey is taming our senses and taming our physical organs. So how do you check whether those physical organs and senses are tamed? So you see that I remember when I was conducting a session amongst some BKs some time back, there was one brother and he asked me, you see sister, I have 7 cars and I have 3 houses, bungalows. And he said that I'm in Gyan and Baba is asking us to be Karmendriya Jeet. But the thing is, how do I become Karmendriya Jeet? Because everything is available to me all the time. And everything is always there at my service all the time. So how do I learn to rule my senses? Because I understand that my senses have no control because I am not exercising any control, because everything is so plentifully available all the time. So then I asked him, what do you do? So he said, we have construction business and we construct big places and all. So I said, do you have this construction outside Delhi also? He said, yes. So I said, so do you travel and are you in situations where it is hot and then you have to visit a place and see? So he said, yes, those situations come up. So I said, what do you do in that time? So he said, I don't like it. So he said, and I resist that. So I try to avoid it and I don't go for site visits. I send my manager or somebody. So I said, don't resist it, welcome it, because that is part of your drama. Just like this is part of your drama, that is also part of your drama. So don't resist it. And when there are opportunities to go and face the weather or be in situations which are not very conducive, just try to see how much inner strength or resilience you have built. And in those times, just remember that you are a sovereign, you are a master sovereign, and remember that you are the master of this body and experiment with it. And then he said that after 2 weeks, he called me and then he told me that, Didi, it was very abrupt, but there was a power cut in the whole area, and then that power cut lasted for 3 days. And in that time, the generators and everything ran out of fuel. And in that time, I got an opportunity to really experiment with the quality of being someone who can stay the same in heat and cold. So drama gave me that opportunity. So why I'm sharing this with you is that there are 2 methods to really build our resilience, resilience when it comes to sense organs and organs of the body. Now, how do you build that resilience? One is when drama gives you opportunities to do that. So don't have an antagonistic relationship with difficult physical circumstances. Yes, so if there is less to eat, take that as an opportunity to build your resilience about, or train your tongue in that situation. So many children, they ask that when we go on vacations and holidays, and Baba says that you must have pure food. So in that times we are not able to have pure food because that's not available. So if pure food is not available, take something with you and eat that for all the 5 days. So take some, that chuda, what I don't know what they say in English, that chidwa that we have in that beaten, flattened rice. You can have that and have it with, curd or milk, and use it for all the 3 or 5 days you are on vacation. And test how much you have won over your temptation in that time. So use these opportunities in drama. Now you see that there are opportunities that drama provides us. Now I'm using this situation where you don't have access to a bhandara and food as an opportunity, not as a problem. Why? Because if you have the aim of building resilience, whether it is about the sense organs of the body or about using your spiritual powers and building resilience, if you have this aim and objective, then these things become an opportunity. And when you don't have this aim, then it becomes a problem. Yes? And let me ask you a very simple question. What if you don't have any situations where you need to use your power of resilience or your other powers like power to tolerate or face or adjust? If you don't have any situations in your life where you need to use these powers, what will you become? Will you become very powerful, or will you become somebody who has no power at all? Yes, and this is why you see favorable situations are considered very good in the world, in Ravan Rajya. But Baba says that unfavorable situations are very good, because in seemingly unfavorable situations lies a hidden opportunity to put your powers to use. And when you put your powers to use, you become powerful by using those powers. So I think you see it's a very good idea to look out for these situations and see where you can use which power and build resilience and tenacity and a powerful stage for yourself. So, and in my experience, drama is a good friend. Drama is a very good friend of the soul. And drama is a good friend in the sense that drama presents us with many opportunities to use our powers. And when we take advantage of those opportunities, instead of resisting it and instead of questioning why me and why is this happening to me, if you understand it's not happening to you, it's happening for you, and you use that opportunity to you apply your powers and become powerful, then you will understand that drama is a really good friend. Now let me give you some examples. So it is said that you can't learn humility if you are not humiliated. So if you face a scene in a drama where you are humiliated, then it gives you an opportunity to understand how feeling humiliated feels. And then you learn how to not make someone feel the same way. Because you see, if you are never humiliated, you don't understand how important it is to be humble to others. Because if you are not humiliated, you keep humiliating others and you don't feel what it feels like to be humiliated. But when there is a scene in the drama where there is a humiliation, then you learn how important humility is. and then you learn how it feels like to be humiliated, and you don't want to do it to the other person again. So you also learn humility because of it. And these are very great opportunities presented by the drama, whether it is about winning over our senses, or whether it is about winning over our sanskars of ego, or somebody crushes your ego. Good, very good, because somebody needed to do that in order to bring you to a place where you appreciate that being egoless is not that bad. Yes, so I remember, there was this one Mata, and she told me that, Didi, I met with an accident and my whole body was in pain, and there were some broken bones also and something, and I was lying alone on the road, and there was nobody on that street, and I had the person who had barged in, they had ran off. So I was lying there, and in that moment I really became aware that I am a soul. And that was the situation when I had no physical power to use, I only had soul power. So at that moment I realized that I, the soul, can pick up my body and I can really do things with soul power. And in that moment I had such a good experience of the power of being a soul, because even when your body is functioning well, you know that you are a soul, but mostly what you're using is the power of the body. Yes, but when the body is broken, then you can just feel peaceful through soul power, because there's pain all around. And then she said, in that moment, let me tell you, in that seemingly miserable situation, I was laughing alone on the street. And then I looked for my phone, and then I made a call. And then she said it was very liberating and very beautiful. So when somebody puts it like that, and when somebody shares such an experience, then we also feel very, we also get a glimpse of that experience through the experience of the other person. And I really felt that drama gives us ample opportunities to test our powers and apply our knowledge and do stuff. If you don't resist it, then you will consider drama to be your friend, and you will really thank drama for it. So this is one way to become, free from temptations, desires, ego, vices, by applying your power, that you're free from these things in situations that are seemingly unfavorable. Now, in the time of Sakar Baba, it was very beautiful that Baba could give us such tests. Yes, so it was God giving you tests, not the drama. So God was Himself giving you tests. So that was a different time, and it was very beautiful. And Baba used to give these tests. So in this particular thing that Baba describes, Baba gave a test, and he said that 15 days you're only eating one type of food and nothing else. And in that test, one had to check whether there was a thought even that I want this, or I'm not liking this, or my senses are being pulled to something else. So that was a test that Baba used to give. And you see, in Brahmin life, it is very important to have tests, because without tests you cannot grow. You know that? Yes. So there is a system of tests, because tests are needed for growth. And when there is a test, you don't ask why is this test there. You want to pass it. Correct? Now there are two types of tests. One that Baba presents to us, and the second that drama presents to us. Now, when drama presents some test to us, usually we resist it, usually we don't like it, usually we start questioning it. So, Baba teaches us in the Murli to have an attitude towards the tests in the drama, that they are good for me and I want to pass it and become powerful and experienced. That attitude we need to develop. I was today also thinking about the tests that Baba gives. Now you see, there are instrument teachers now also, and Baba sometimes gives tests through the instrument teachers also. But these days, you see, there are not very many children who can handle those tests. Yes, and yesterday in the Hindi Manthan also I was sharing this. So, you see, sometimes when children submitted to Baba whatever their life story was, or whatever sins they committed or mistakes they made, when they gave it to Baba, then sometimes what Baba would do is, he would come in the class and share that, naming that person that this person made this mistake, and in front of the whole class he would say that. And then that was your chapter in learning how to be egoless. Because you see, when your mistake is propagated, then what happens is people look at you differently. Yes, and not everybody is a very merciful soul, and they are not full of compassion always. So they will look at you like you have done something wrong. And then what do you need to do in that state? You have to become so soul conscious that you don't get affected by that drishti. Yes, you have to become so soul conscious that you don't get affected by that drishti. Now, instead of doing that, if somebody went and told Baba, why did you do this, Baba? Yes, you shouldn't have shared what I shared with you in private. Would that be a good idea? No, because Baba knows what he is doing. And if he is doing that, then it's good for you in the drama. And if he is doing that, then you cross the paper that is coming. So instead of questioning Baba about why did you do this, or I don't like it, if you had faith that Baba knows what's best for me, then you would benefit out of the test and without questioning the test. Similarly, you see, these days also, if we wanted, instrument teachers also could give some tests. Yes, a test which would make you learn humility, or being egoless, or being greed free. So I remember there was this one brother, and he was a Kumar, and he was all of 18 years. And his parents used to, his parents are very good BKs, so he also started coming to the center. And then one day I told him, leave your phone in the center and go. And then he said, I can't leave my phone. So I said, but in the class today you were saying you are obedient. So you leave your phone and go. So I could see his, expressions changing from surprise to, heartbroken to what should I do now to everything. And finally, in 10 minutes time, he just stood there and he made peace with the fact that, okay, I will leave my phone. And after that, when he was leaving the phone, I said, take the phone and go. It's okay. You keep your phone at a distance today, whole day, and consider it that you left it in the center. So he smiled and he said, I did not see that coming. So I said, it's for you to understand that, in first time in your life, maybe you imagined your life without your phone, because you people are like using your phone for the last 10 years or something. So you see, these tests can also be given by the Nimit, but the thing is, these days children don't have enough power, and sometimes when you test them, what happens is they fall apart. So that also happens. So this is why it's a very good idea to give yourself some tests sometimes. And how do you give yourself a test? By looking into the opportunities in drama and testing yourself in those opportunities. Second thing, making some disciplines for yourself. So make a program for yourself. Yes, just like Baba gave a task, eat a particular kind of food for many days and see how much your buddhi is drawn towards taste. Or give yourself the program that I don't have to see any visuals for some time. So, nothing on the internet, nothing like that. So, give that program to yourself and see how much your eyes are, craving for it. So, just to check your sanskars and to check how much you're winning over your senses and vices, give yourself also tests. And Baba says, ultimately, our goal is to become karmatit. So let's become Karmendriya Jeet first. So I would recommend that you make programs for yourself where you try out being free from the pulse of the tongue, taste, from the pulse of the eyes, ears, or even, not talking unnecessarily. Yes, necessary talk you have, because it's not like necessary talk you won't have and you keep writing and showing it to the other. Don't do that drama, but just necessary talk. Refrain from any extra sentence in the whole day. So give these programs to yourself and train yourself into being Karmendriya Jeet. Don't step out without any reason. Don't use your legs and hands and without any reason. So, just like people have a sanskar of wandering or unnecessarily. So, don't do that. So, just contain yourself without any reason, without any seva. Don't make it a point to not go out very often. So, people just go out to pass their time, or go to a movie or spend some time outside. Don't do that. Without seva, I'm not stepping out. Yes, if you want to go for a walk, that's different. But don't step out without any seva. Don't step out for entertainment. Don't use any money in anything that's against Srimat. So just maintain these, give yourself these disciplines for some time and check. And then if you are able to, then make it a regular thing. Yes, keep yourself in that discipline forever. So this is something, and it was very beautiful in the Murli today. And then Baba tells us that we should invoke the quality of mercy in us. Yes. So just like you see, we have being judgmental, or being angry, or being, disliking somebody, being jealous. These are qualities, these are sanskars that are pretty, up there. So it's always in an emerged state. So Baba says, now emerge your quality of being merciful. And you have to take the swaman. You have to remind yourself that you are the child of the bestower Baba. Yes. And everybody in the world, what are they doing? They are seeking mercy. Everybody is saying to God, Kripa karo, Rahem karo. Yes, everybody is seeking mercy. And who are you? You are the direct child of that merciful Father. And many a times in the Murli, Baba tells us, don't you hear the cries of the souls who are wailing for mercy? Yes, Baba tells us in the Murli, don't you hear the cries of those who are crying out for mercy? And who are they crying out to? They don't know Baba. So they are going to deities and telling, have mercy on me. And who are those deities? You are that deity. Yes, you are in your corporeal form right now, and you're going to be a deity in your, you are going to be a deity tomorrow. So Baba says that you must realize who you are, and when you realize who you are, you will be able to invoke that mercy. Now, consciousness is responsible for sanskar, correct? Now, you have to understand, take the example of a nurse. A nurse serves the physical bodies all day. Now, how does the nurse invoke that capacity to serve all day? Because of the consciousness that I am a nurse. Yes, so when you tell yourself I am a nurse, then nursing comes naturally to you. And it's something that's there in you, but it gets invoked when you are in the awareness or the consciousness that I am a nurse. Similarly, you see, any brother or sister, when they are in their life without marriage, their single life, then they think that I do not have the capacity to raise a child or take care of somebody. But when they become parents, they feel that it comes naturally to them to take care of a child. Why? Because everybody around you is telling you, you are a mother, you are a father, you are a mother, you are a father. All day you are listening to that. So then that quality in you, the quality that a mother or a father has, starts getting invoked. So consciousness, the sense of who am I, is responsible for which quality in me is emerged. And Baba says that when you condition yourself or train yourself in the consciousness that I am a merciful soul, and in that consciousness, when you look, I am a master bestower, it is my job to pull out the other souls from distress and pain. If you take on that consciousness, then what happens is all the other feelings that emerge when you're not merciful, dislike, jealousy, anger, judgment, they will just merge. Yes. So, does a doctor ever say the wound is very bad and dirty? No. The doctor says it's a wound. Yes. Similarly, you will not judge the sanskars of other souls, and you will not create negative emotions based on that judgment if you invoke this quality of mercy in you. And when you invoke this quality of mercy in you, you become an instrument and you start seeing everybody as a soul deserving mercy, and you start giving them what Baba has given you. So this is something. And here Baba also gives us a savdhani, a caution, that distinguish between mercy and attachment. Because sometimes you see, it is attachment which we camouflage as mercy. So we would say that, I want to help this person, or I want to take care of this person, or I want to alleviate their pain, or I don't judge them, I accept them. But it's not because of mercy, or it's not because you have a big heart based on your consciousness that I am Baba's child, but it's because you're attached to them. And when you're attached, what happens is that act which you think is an act of mercy will put you into greater attachment. Yes, and have you seen that people whose attachments are not requited. So when you are attached to somebody, you do a lot for them, and then when it is not returned in the same measure, or you don't feel it was returned in the same measure, then you keep complaining about it all your life. And people say, I did this for my brother, that for my brother, I did this, that, and the other, and now he's not talking to me. So at the end of your journey, a soul who has operated with attachment will only have sorrow in their, in their jholi, in their lap. They will only have sorrow. But a soul who is genuinely helping everybody and giving what Baba gives, whether it is love or care or sustenance or whatever, when you take from Baba and give because you're merciful, then this act of mercy will make you very bodiless. Instead of making you more attached, it will make you more free, and it will give you a lot of happiness, because anything that you do in a detached manner invites blessings from Baba, and those blessings make you feel very happy and fulfilled. So this is also something that Baba tells us today. Om Shanti.